Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap a building in a single bound. Up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's
Superman. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Roll Screen Team. I'm Andrew Thomas. I'm here with fellow Superman Christopher Johnson.
Hello everyone.
And we're finally getting to the year of the Superman, which will be on our 200th video. Yes, it will be our 200th video.
Wow.
Yep.
What a way.
So, we're releasing that, which will lead into the beginning of next year.
Yes, as you can see with our visual display, this took a while. This took about a year or two to get all of these.
Yep.
Some of these I've had for years, some of these I had to wait a while.
But before we do the overview, make sure to find us on Facebook at the Roll Screen Team. Where else?
You can also find us on Instagram, Reddit, TikTok, and Lemonade.
And make sure to find our YouTube channel. Make sure to like, comment, share our videos, and definitely subscribe. We've gotten some subscribers, which is nice, but we need a lot more to keep on going on.
Yes, as we need to get 500 for monetization. Those who have subscribed, thank you very much. We are very appreciative. Please continue to spread the word. We are trying our efforts to really grow this into something.
What? You want to get to the overview of the history of Superman?
Okay. This is going to be very interesting. Superman is a superhero created by writer Jerry Siegel and artist Joe Shuster that appears in American comic books published by DC Comics. His first appearance was in the comic book Action Comics #1 on April 18th, 1938. Superman has been regularly published in American comic books since his debut in 1938 and has been adapted to other media, including radio serials, novels, films, television shows, theater, and video games. Most of them taking place in the DC universe. Superman was born as Kal-El on the planet Krypton. As a baby, his parents, Jor-El and Laura, sent him from Earth in a small spaceship shortly before Krypton was destroyed in a natural cataclysm. His ship landed in the American countryside near the town of Smallville, Kansas. He was found and adopted by farmers Jonathan and Martha Kent, who named him Clark Kent. Thanks to his advanced biology and being energized by absorbing solar energy / radiation from our solar system's yellow sun, Clark begins developing an array of superhuman abilities, such as superhuman strength, super speed, super reflexes and senses, invulnerability, heat vision, X-ray vision, freeze breath, and flight, just to name a few. His adoptive parents advise him to use his powers to benefit humanity, and he decides to fight crime as a vigilante. To protect his secret identity, he changes into a colorful costume and uses the alias Superman when fighting crime. Clark resides in the American city of Metropolis, where he works as an investigative journalist for the newspaper, The Daily Planet. So, what was your introduction to Superman?
The Lois and Clark New Adventures of Superman show.
Wow.
Was my introduction, even though I think I knew of Christopher Reeve, the Christopher Reeve movies. Granted, my first Christopher Reeve movie is Superman 3 that I actually fully watched.
For me, it's kind of weird. I've kind of always known of Superman, but one of my earliest memories of Superman, I would believe would be watching Superman the Animated Series. Because one of the early toys I had was a version of him from the series. And then later on, of course, I started watching Justice League. Then started watching the movies.
I guess you go into his love interests.
Okay. Superman has had a number of love interests throughout his history in the comics and other media, with some happening in mainline continuity and alternate universes. The mainline universe, Superman's main and most prominent and most important love interest is Lois Lane, an award-winning investigative journalist and Clark Kent's co-worker at the Daily Planet. Lois and Clark would get married and have a son, Jonathan Kent, who would become Superboy, and then later on Superman of his own. Other prominent love interests Superman has had include Lana Lang, Clark's childhood friend and first love interest in Smallville, often the rival of Lois Lane, and even married her own Superman when he split into two versions of himself. Yes, she married the red one. Lori Lemaris, a mermaid that disguised herself as a human girl in a wheelchair. Lori and Clark almost got married until she revealed her secret and fell in love with a merman. Cat Grant, a fellow journalist and later news reporter, often another rival of Lois Lane. Yeah, Cat is much flirtier and straightforward rather than the whole will they won't they situation. Beautiful Dreamer, a psychically sensitive, cyclically sensitive as cosmic awareness and illusions, woman from the planet New Genesis, making her a new god, and a member of the Forever People. They were essentially DC's New Mutants that pretty much fight Darkseid. In the 23rd century, Superman and Beautiful Dreamer got married and had 2 children, but unfortunately, Superman's family were casualties in Darkseid's destruction of New Genesis. Luma Nali?
Let's go for that.
A superpowered woman from the planet Starrai, and known as the hero Superwoman on her planet. Unfortunately, Earth's yellow sun is poisonous to her, so that's why she and Superman could never have a true relationship. Of course, Wonder Woman, as much as we don't like to...
Yeah.
That's often an Elseworld relationship that occurs whenever Superman's marriage with Lois Lane ends in tragedy, ends in tragic circumstances, or he never met Lois. Yeah. And for a while, for some reason, it was an official relationship in New 52 until pre-Flashpoint Superman returned and New 52 Superman died.
Okay.
And that's why we got the proper Superman with him, Lois, Jonathan, and everything is good.
Yep.
And he got his briefs back.
Then you talk about his allies.
Okay. Well, actually, before, what were some of these that you knew of?
Well, Lois and Lana and then the Mermaid I knew about, and of course Wonder Woman. Those were the only ones.
Well, what about Cat?
Oh yeah, and Cat because of Lois and Clark.
Yeah, it was interesting finding out about Beautiful Dreamer
Yeah,
and Superwoman.
yeah.
Superman has had a good number of allies that help him on either an occasional or regular basis. Regular allies include, of course, Lois Lane, his main love interest, that is his moral compass, helps him navigate human society, and helps him in fighting crime using her investigative skills. There is Kara Zor-El, aka Supergirl, Superman's cousin from Krypton, who also has the same superpowers and abilities as him. She usually fights crime on the west coast of National City, but she will help from time to time. Jimmy Olsen, a young photojournalist who works at the Daily Planet and is Superman's best friend.
That he had a comic book.
Yeah, and there have been a few times where he even got powers. There's also John Henry Irons, aka Steel, scientist and engineer who, after being saved and inspired by Superman, built a high-tech suit of kinetic-powered armor and a sledgehammer and fights crime in Metropolis. Connor Kent, aka Superboy, a clone of Superman created by Lex Luthor or by Project Cadmus, whichever one you want to follow, to replace Superman after his death fighting Doomsday. Initially only had a telekinetic field around his body that gave him the basic superpowers of Superman. And that was created by Cadmus, but has some of Superman's DNA when created by Lex Luthor, taken by Superman and fused with Lex's own DNA. Connor was taken in by Superman and Lois after escaping the control of Lex and became a member of the Teen Titans. Krypto the Superdog. Kryptonian dog that has the same abilities of Superman. Is either the pet of Superman back when he was either a baby, and while he was Superboy, or the pet of Supergirl or Connor Kent. Superman is also a founding member of the Justice League, or the Justice League of America, a team of the DC Universe's greatest heroes fighting to defeat world or universal level threats, with fellow superheroes such as Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Aquaman, and Martian Manhunter, just to name a few. There's also an additional ally adversary in the Eradicator, an ancient Kryptonian weapon merged with a human body to become a version or clone of Superman that is a vigilante that uses extreme measures to stop crime, often at odds with Superman but willing to help him when needed. Yes, he's the Superman that kills. Yeah. How much did you know about the Eradicator?
I think I knew a little from the Death of Superman comic storyline.
Yeah, things got crazy, man. Of his like love interests and allies, who are your favorites?
Of course, Lois Lane for me for loving. Allies, I would say Batman
Oh,
is my favorite ally of his. Considering that they also had a shared comic book series together by
Oh.
Jeff Loeb, Superman and Batman, where they stopped President Lex Luthor.
and pretty much Batman was initially one of Superman's first big team ups.
Yep.
I mean, they truly go hand in hand. I would agree with you on those, but I do have to acknowledge, Connor.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he doesn't get enough love.
Yeah.
He really is a cool character.
Oh, he was one of the main stars in the Young Justice.
Yeah. And, I still think that he's the reason why Tim Drake is bisexual. I'm sorry. That one was telegraphed years in advance. I know you won't accept it, just like I won't accept Alan Scott, the Golden Age Green Lantern, of being gay. This one was telegraphed. But I digress. Enemies. Superman has had a vast and unique rogues gallery of villains that he's battled with on a recurring basis, including his arch nemesis, Corrupt Billionaire, and one of the most intelligent men in the world, Lex Luthor. There's also megalomaniacal Kryptonian military leader General Zod, sentient artificial intelligence or super intelligent android cyborg alien with advanced technology, Brainiac. Seriously, pick one. Pick one. He's been all those things. He's been a computer. He's been an android. He's been a cyborg. He's been a freaking alien scientist. Pick one. Depostic alien ruler and conqueror Mongol criminal journalist that turned into a kryptonite heart-powered cyborg, Metallo, real name John Corbin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he liked to do the murders, before he became a cyborg, and after being disproven by Superman, he wants to kill Superman with his Kryptonian heart. Yeah, he's essentially the Eddie Brock to Superman's Clark Kent. Yeah. Reality manipulating imp from the fifth dimension, Mr. Mencius Spitlick. Yeah, to defeat him, you must make him say his name backwards. He just likes to mess with Superman, but he also admires Superman. He's a lot like Batmite. Imperfect duplicate or minor opposite of Superman, Bizarro. Kryptonian creature with great power and ability of adaptive evolution, Doomsday, the only villain to successfully kill Superman. Scientist who robotically engineered himself to become cyborg Superman. And of course, evil celestial god and ruler of the hellish world of Apocalypse. And the ultimate villain of the DC universe, Darkseid.
Well, because of Smallville and the Lois and Clark show, I became a much more of a big Lex Luthor person because of it. I've seen him as a regular threat. But in animated series and even the Snyder Cut, I prefer Darkseid.
Yeah, same here. Same here. I mean, thankfully for Smallville, we fully fleshed out Lex and gave him a much greater reason of why he became what we know him as.
Yeah.
Other than freaking Superboy, where, accidentally messing up one of Lex's experiments, making him go bald.
Although Mark Waid has been making their friendship come back in the comics from our least. He's a good writer, but my least favorite person to want to meet.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the case.
Yeah.
So, what?
Yeah.
So Lex got over his hate boner.
No, he still hate him, but they were friends now back in the comics on his last days. in the current comics.
So they rekindled their friendship back when he was Superboy,
Something like that. It's
or kind of like what we saw in Smallville.
something like that. Even though he still doesn't believe that Superman is Clark Kent when he reveals it to him on his last when he's dying.
How does he not believe it?
I don't know. It's weird. I haven't read the comic, but that's.
But then again, Lex also created a freaking computer that told him scientifically that Clark Kent is Superman, and he didn't believe that either. Bro, some of these are kind of obvious.
Mm-hmm. At least in the media.
Some of them are more obvious than others.
At least in the media, Lex is smarter than he does now.
Yeah.
Like Supergirl, the TV show, yes, he knows that Clark Kent is Superman right from the beginning.
Subconsciously in Smallville, in the back of his mind, a version of him does know he is.
Yep. There's also Lois and Clark, yes, he did find out.
Well, Dean wasn't even trying to hide who he was in that show.
And that was until season 3.
He wasn't even hiding anything.
Yeah.
At least with George Reeve, Christopher Reeve, everyone before him did something to kind of make you second guess that.
And the Superman and Lois show, the current Lex found out also.
Well, smarter than usual.
So all the media Lexes are smarter than the comic book Lex when it comes to that, and they actually use that for their advantage.
Yeah.
Unlike comic book Lex.
True. Now, what is one hero that you really want to see a good adaptation of? What's one villain you want to see a really good adaptation?
Of course. Let's see. Movies, I want to see Brainiac. We did have Darkseid, sort of, in the Snyder Cut, although I would like a better version, even though James Gunn said we're not going to get Darkseid as the main villain.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, can he at least show up as a villain? At least?
I don't know. You have to ask him about that. But he's not going to be the big Thanos.
Understandable.
Yep. So someone else is going to take that role.
I mean, you do have a good selection.
Yeah.
You do have a good selection.
Yep.
For me, while yes, I would like to see Brainiac, I would actually like to see a good adaptation of either Metallo, Bizarro, or Mr. Mencius Spitlick.
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely Bizarro and Metallo.
Mm-hmm.
Because...
Well, you got a good Bizarro and Superman and Lois.
Yeah, but I'm wanting to see a proper movie adaptation of that. You know, that's why I'm hoping what happened at the end of the new Superman film might lead to Bizarro. I'm hoping on that.
But let's talk about the movies that he's and TV shows he's been in.
Okay. Movie and television adaptations. The first was Bud Collier as the voice of Superman for the Max Fleischer Superman cartoon shorts from 1941 to 1943. And he was also the voice for the New Adventures of Superman in 1966 to 1970. The first animated television series for Superman. Kirk Alyn, the first actor to portray Superman on screen in the 1948 Superman films serials, which were 15 chapters, and in its 1950 sequel, Atom Man vs. Superman, which was also 15 chapters. Next would be George Reeves as Superman in the 1951 film Superman and the Mole Men, which was the first feature film for Superman. It was a B movie. And the television series Adventures of Superman from 1952 to 1958. I guess for a lot of people, he's the first like major iconic Superman. I mean, for the older generation.
Yeah.
My grandmother talks about watching his series. Next, the one that we all know, we all love, Christopher Reeve as Superman in the Superman film series. Starting with 1978's Superman the movie, 1980's Superman 2, 1983's Superman 3, and 1987's Superman 4, A Quest for Peace. Superman the movie was the first big budget movie for Superman and the most critically acclaimed and commercially successful, making $55 million, the equivalent of $275 million today. Though, has David Cornsweet outmatched him now?
I don't
monetarily?
Think so. I don't think so.
We need to look into that. Next would be Dean Cain as Superman in the television series Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman, which ran from 1993 to 1997. Tim Daly as the voice of Superman in Superman the Animated Series from 1996 to 2000. George Newbern as the voice of Superman in Justice League and Justice League Unlimited from 2001 and 2006. Then Tom Welling as Clark Kent in the WB and CW television series Smallville, running from 2001 to 2011. Then Brandon Routh as Superman in the 2006 film Superman Returns, and in the Arrowverse crossover Crisis on Infinite Earths, which ran from 2019 to 2020. Then Henry Cavill as Superman for the DC Extended Universe films made by Zack Snyder, including 2013's Man of Steel, 2016's Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, 2017's Justice League, and the 2021 Snyder Cut of Justice League. We would then get
Tyler Hoechlin.
Tyler Hoechlin as Superman in the Arrowverse, television series Supergirl, The Flash, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow, and later his own television series Superman and Lois, which ran from 2021 to 2024. Also need to acknowledge Jack Quaid as the voice of a young Superman in the animated series My Adventures with Superman, which started in 2023 and is still ongoing. And our new Superman, David Cornsweet, as he's the new Superman for the new DC Universe franchise created and ran by James Gunn and Peter Safran. Long history. Who are your favorite actors or adaptations of Superman?
My favorite adaptations would be the Christopher Reeve Superman movies, the Lois and Clark with Dean Cain Superman show, of course Smallville, and the Tyler Hoechlin Superman Lois show. With Henry Cavill Superman I liked when it came to the Snyder Cut of Justice League, and a bit of the Ultimate Cut of Batman v Superman. In there. Still, Man of Steel is not my favorite movie.
Even though I give that one a little bit of a pass.
Mm-hmm.
For me, of course, Christopher Reeve. I mean, that's a given. I've actually liked some of the old radio dramas of Superman. I actually listened to the one where he fought the KKK, and that was actually really good.
I also like the Tim Allen / George Newbern Superman, since they're the same one. Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
But the ones I've really grown to really like are Tom Welling and David Cornsweet.
Mm-hmm.
Those two truly feel like Clark Kent and Superman to me. They feel like that, just like how Christopher Reeve felt like that. They truly get the character.
Before we go, our marathon starts with, I'd say 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have Superman the movie, Superman 2, which we're discussing both cuts, Superman Returns, and the current Superman movie.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, 4.
The big 4.
So, want to roll us out?
Well, sure. Well, thank you all for watching. Definitely come back and watch us again. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, and click the post notification bell if you're updated, if you want to be updated with all of our upcoming videos. Well, cut, print, that's a wrap.